Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Always, and welcome back to Material Energy Natural Capital. In the last episode, we were working on making a bunch of circuits, getting some new schematics and everything automated as much as we could, at least for now. And well, I have 27 electronic circuits, not electric circuits. Yeah, I have a bunch of electronic circuits that I've spent some good like 3 hours working on. The biggest reason it took so long was because of these trees. I've started growing more rubber trees because rubber is like the worst thing to get, and we need a lot of it to make circuits. For right now, later there will be other recipes, but for now it's pretty awful. And kind of the big thing with this is sticky resin takes some time to generate. So there is another way. We're going to look into that a little bit today, at least start to. Other things I was working on is the potato seeds. I've gotten a lot of these up to like 8-7. This one's 776, or I guess it's 677, 686. You know, I've got some pretty good seeds. I've been doing a lot of work with the seeds. I need to get rid of a lot of these. What I'll probably end up doing with these, by the way, one, we could crossbreed them to other things. That is a potential. But otherwise, what we can do is we can make seed soup, which is a decent food source. It does require stock, which we will need bones or raw meat for, or some vegetables. I'm not entirely sure what all will give us stock, but some of those will. And we also need a pot, which is just iron or steel or copper. I don't know why you'd use steel, but yeah, so we could turn all of these into seed soup, basically. So I've been working on the potatoes. I've gotten a lot of potatoes as well, and I've been doing some other stuff. One thing is I actually harvested a little bit of our crops in here. Essence berries and all of the iron, all the ore berries, they're all grown again. So it's just a matter of coming in here and collecting them all. They grow just fine. We can even watering can them if we want. But I have not much use for this right now. Because, well, I know where a lot of iron and copper is. And while it takes forever, I can honestly just mine it. So, yeah. Let's see, what else did I do? I've checked on the quarry a couple times. Nothing too major there. One thing, I've gone ahead and turned a satchel into a tool storage, which is super useful. And yeah, that's about it. Also went to the nether and got some blazing pyrotheum to fuel this because I ran out of lava. But yeah, so today, what's the plan? Well, we're going to do a couple things. First of all, we're going to start looking towards getting something really cool, something that's automatable, that is going to give us a ton of sticky resin. Because honestly, these trees are awful. There's a couple ways we can go about this. Also, I'm eating potatoes now full time because I have so many. There's a couple ways we can go about that, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to be the best. The other thing we're going to do today is we're going to make a laser. And the assembly table, but also a laser. So that's kind of the idea for today. Those can go in there. Alright, cool. So first things first, I need to grab some sticks. Let's take half a stack of sticks. And we're going to just make some crops. And now these are industrial craft crops. These are different than anything else. And I should say, eventually, it's going to take some time, but eventually we'll have a factory that is dedicated to just producing things like crops and crop sticks, and just whatever we end up using a lot. But we have some crops. Now, what are these for? Well, honestly, much like all this other stuff, they're for crop breeding. What we're going to want to do, get rid of a couple of these, and we're going to get some carrot seeds and wheat planted in here. And then I'm going to put the rest of the stuff, crop sticks go in there. I made a bunch of those because we were using them. All this stuff can go in there. Okay, so crops. We're going to take a couple of sugar canes and we put the crops down, and I believe we can just plant sugar canes in them. And let's go ahead and grab our watering can. I think this will work. But basically we need to grow. Will this actually work? I actually don't know if this will work or not. Doesn't look like it is. Okay, we'll come back to that later then. So this whole process is going to be kind of a challenge. There is some ways we can make it go faster, but for right now, we're just going to put 2 sets of sugarcane down, and we'll come back to things later. So let's go ahead and start making our laser. We're going to make a singular laser and an assembly table. And these are not cheap. Assembly tables, they both require 3 machine blocks each, and that is a lot of circuits. We're also going to need a good bit of iron, I do believe. So we're going to take all of the iron we currently have there. I went and got some redstone as well. We have a lot of resources. Something else, by the way, I should mention. I fixed the ore processing a little bit. So first of all, I added another iron pipe so that whenever everything comes out of these 2 slots, they cannot go up, they cannot go back. They go through the golden pipe and then get into this iron pipe. Doesn't let them go to the right or back down, so they can only go into the chest. And yeah, that's about it. I guess I could adjust that, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. Okay. Actually, that could just be a stone transport pipe. Yeah. We just make that a... oh, excuse me. My voice does not want to work properly. Stone transport pipe. We can just switch that to a stone, and that'll work just fine. So let's go ahead and do that. Just because I'm looking at the iron pipe, it's not quite right. But yeah, so it should not be able to go... Actually, no. I think it was fine the way it was. Not that I really use that all that much. Let's get like 8 and 3. So we can always just grab our wrench, and what we need to do, we need to tell it that way, and okay, just so it doesn't go back, it can only go forward. I think it'll be fine. I think that's how it works. Anyways, I added a chest there because that was what was causing problems. And with the chest in there, basically excess dust or whatever will just get stored in there. And nothing can go backwards, basically. So everything will end up in this chest that we process. And then the inserter will just put it in here as it needs it. And we'll get plenty of copper, because that's what I'm currently making. So, without all that, we need to make some stuff. So the first thing we need to make is we need to make 6 of these machine blocks. And that's going to require iron gears. And to get iron gears, there's got to be a good way. Buildcraft, railcraft, thermal foundation. So it looks like it's going to require casting table with a gear cast or iron plates, which is a rolling machine. And I don't have an extra rolling machine. So this is going to take a ton of iron. So let's go grab some more iron to be processed. And I think what we'll do, we don't have a gear cast, but we can make one. Let's get a little bit of gold, a little bit of iron. Do we have any more coal? No, and I don't know if the lignite works, so I'll probably need to go get more coal. It's not too big of a deal. I didn't realize this was going to be so expensive on the iron. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier. But, let's go ahead and throw that in there. And we'll do that the proper way. So yeah, as you'll see, as soon as the gold crushes up, it gets extracted. And it is very slow, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So the gold goes that way. It can't go any other way. And then it will very rapidly pop into the chest. And then the chest will smelt it up in a moment. So let's actually take that out and replace that. Because I just need a little bit of gold. And then we're going to make a gear of some sort. So if we want to make... We're also going to need plates. So we are going to need a rolling machine. Can we make another rolling machine? Rolling machine might be faster anyways. 8 iron around an auto workbench. I think we can handle that. So put that there. And we'll get another rolling machine, which we'll put right there. So we're gonna need what? Like a lot of these. So for each of these, we're gonna need 4. Oh man, that's a lot of iron. 16 for each individual machine block. So that's 16, 32, 48. That's a stack and a half. So there is a half a stack of iron plates. And we'll get more relatively soon. I'm going to go sleep so that our solar power can continue working. And then we'll also go ahead and work on everything else we need. Sleep. And really should kind of look into getting coal. Is there a way to get coal from other things? So can we get coal extracting from ore, coal nuggets, UU matter? We can turn the rock hounding coal into normal coal, or the coal pellets. Okay, so we can turn coal pellets into coal. And I have a lot of lignite and anthracite coal. Those are lithium shards. So let's take a bunch of this. And we'll make a bunch of coal pellets. And then we'll turn these back into actual coal. Because I don't think that it will be usable in anything else. So that did not work. So there is a bunch of coal. We'll put half of it in there and half of it in there. That'll be fine. Alright, so we can always go get more coal. That's not too big of a problem. So we need to eat. We need a lot of iron. We need a stack and a half of iron. We'll get that. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's just going to take some time. What else are we going to need? Well, we're going to need some nodes. We can get rid of coal. We're going to need nodes. I know that. So each of these requires 1 node. So we need 6 nodes, which is some plates, some flint, and some glass. We do need to grab some sand to make glass, and or just make glass. One of these years, we'll go find a desert so we can get a little bit more glass type materials. So we can get sand and sandstone. And there's also, I believe, some things that are specifically only available in like deserts. That will go in there and it'll be fine. Alright, so we have more iron. This guy is just not producing that much power. Not for what we need. But that's okay, I guess. This still has plenty of power. And I guess we could just... this is going to be weird. We're going to manually hand those. And then we'll get some iron in a little bit. So we need 6 glass. Let's go ahead and make this. And there we go. So there is the 6 nodes. Those are required for the actual machine blocks. Now, in order to get these gears, we are going to need stone gears, which means sticks. Okay, so we're going to need, again, how many are we going to need? We're going to need 4 each. That's 24. 24 times, oh my gosh, there's so many. I think it's a stack and a half. That's what we're going to go with. And we need a ton of sticks. Luckily, I do have a good bit of wood, so we should be able to make a lot more. I harvested a good number of our trees, so we can get 2 stacks and get 4.5 stacks total of sticks. And so we need 24 of these. 16, 24. And then we just turn these into plates, into the stone ones. And then the stone ones become iron ones. And we have 8 of the number we need. So let's get another 16 iron plates. We're going to need a lot more. We have 16 more. Because we're also going to need some plates for other things. But that will get the hard part of the machine blocks. We're also going to need 3 plates compressed down into other things. And what else are we going to need? That's about it. Circuits. We're going to need a lot of circuits. So I know we're going to need 24. So we'll get that set up. So at this point, we just got to wait for all this stuff to process. In fact, we're going to take the copper out. This is just not getting enough power. We need more power. Okay. So let's take that out. Let's split it into 3. So it's a little bit faster. More machines will be running at once, but hopefully that'll be okay. So something we can do, if we head to the marketplace, we can get some more solar power. We need 6 copper coins. I think we have 4 currently. So let's look into that. We have 4. So we can get 2 more, which I believe one of the easiest ways to do that would be capitalism, 4 stacks of dirt. We have plenty of dirt. I'm not too concerned about that right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we should be able to go to the marketplace and buy some more solar panels. And that will help with power. So while we're over here, are these guys grown? It looks like it. So what we can do is crossbreed them. Much like AgriCraft, all we have to do is put 2 crop sticks, and they'll try to crossbreed, and that's what we want to see. So we'll come back after a while and see what's going on there. Now there is a chance for weeds in that as well, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. So let's get solar generators. The more like solar panel type stuff we can get, the better off we'll be. Let's get back up here. And there we go. Those are only generating 10, but hopefully it's enough. So there's 8 more. We're gonna need those in there. We're gonna need more stuff. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna store some flint in here because I think that will be good. We're also gonna need 2 inserters. Inserters are really easy to make though, so I'm not too worried about using them. They require an iron gear, which is not that bad. There is 54. So there is a stack of iron. So this is just going to take some time. But we have 10 of the gears. Now we should take a few. Let's see, there is 3. 3 of these guys, we'll put them in there and get the other type of iron plate. Let's go check on our quarry, and then we'll come back and do a little bit more work, because I want to get the laser in the assembly table today. Those are the important things. They're going to require more power, but they're going to allow us to make more things. Specifically, we can start working towards an extractor, which is going to help us get a lot of other stuff. We got a little bit of coal, lots of cobblestone. Oh hey, we're hitting iron. That is exciting, actually. So we're starting to quarry up some iron. There was a little bit there. We did know about that. So that's really cool. And of course, every single physical block of dense iron ore is 32 regular iron ingots. So that's a lot of iron coming our way. Now let's go ahead and get that taken care of. We need to sleep. And something else that I want to work towards eventually is I want to start working with getting better armor. Specifically the power leggings, I want to get them with the step assist. Let's go check on our plants. I think that is weeds. Now there is a crop analyzer, which requires 2 copper, glass, and an electronic circuit. We're gonna need another electronic circuit, but that should be fine. Something else that I think we should do, we should have in here some solar panels. Let's just take one of them, and we're just gonna put it down so we can start charging up, and we should be able to charge anything that needs power. Alright, so there's 8 more. We're gonna need those. Alright, so if we want to make another electronic circuit, a single electronic circuit, what do we need? We need just a piece of refined iron, which is just literally a piece of iron smelted up. Cool. I think we can handle that. And that will be done in just a second. I'm going to take it. We need another electronic circuit, and we're also going to need 2 copper cables. So we need a little bit more rubber. Do I have? No, I do not. We're going to need a tree tap. You know, I have another blank schematic in here. Let's go ahead and fill this one out to be a tree tap. And we'll get, whoops, we get 1. And then we'll just do that. Cool. So we'll get some more rubber. This is what I've been having to do for so long. We get the sticky resin. I'm pretty sure those were weeds, by the way, in the crops. But I'm not entirely sure. If it is, there are ways to get rid of them without doing too much work. There is a weed killer, basically. But I don't know that we need to do that. I think we'll be fine just to break it and restart. Now, we do need to get some rubber cooked up. So we do have a little bit in here. I don't know why I did all that. I should have just looked. And we're gonna need 2 of these. How much redstone? 4 redstone. And a piece of glass. I kind of hate the hitboxes on the inserters. I'll be honest on that. The hitboxes are a little bit annoying. So let's just use the tree tap. And it was like this. Is it the circuit and then the glass? No. It's the circuit and then the glass. And there's the crop analyzer. Crop analyzer. Use while sneaking to erase. There we go. So this thing, I don't know if it has any power, but what we can do is, when this item is in your hand, press and hold side inventory. Okay, I'm not entirely sure. Looks like it does need power. But I don't know if we can power it. So I think if we right click on this, unknown crop, and we can just get rid of that. So it was not anything that we want. So we can just cross hatch it again. And for the record, the reason why both of these mods use the same thing for getting for crossbreeding crops is that's how it actually works. In real life, that's how you crossbreed crops. You cross hatch some latticing and let them kind of pollinate each other, and that's how plants work. So let's see, we have 5 and 6. We need more plates. So there is 15 of those. We're getting close, and then we'll need what? How many more? 4 more iron plates for the laser. So let's get 2 there and 2 there. So these guys have a lot of power when everything is not running, and will go a lot faster. So we probably let's see what else we can get into in terms of selling things. One thing that we're going to be able to do here soon is sell 500 baked potatoes. That's not that great, but we do have a lot. Have we completed that one? Yes. Iron mechanical components. Ew. Okay, so there's a lot of things that we're going to need to set up some pretty major automation for. And that will come. Like, once we start making basic things, and once we can make basic things, then making more complex things will be a lot easier. because we'll have the infrastructure. Alright, so let's get our crop banalizer. It's an unknown crop. It's still an unknown crop. And I still think it's not a good crop. Now, what happens if we watering can this? So, I don't know what the chances are, but what we're looking for, I should probably have talked about this. So we have reeds. Reed crops. 2 reed crops can make, well, not anything actually. It looks like if we want to make what I want, which is, where is it? Stick reed. Those are complicated things. Coffee and terrawort, complicated. Reed and, nope. Blackthorn and rose. Carrots and hops. Pumpkin and wheat. Pumpkin and wheat is what we should try. So let's break all these. We did get some reed crop seeds, which we can look at. Did I just... No. Okay, I was like, did I just dupe that? No. So I think this requires power to do anything with that. But wheat and pumpkins. So let's get some pumpkin seeds and some normal seeds. And we'll try it this way. There's pumpkins. There's wheat. So we'll come back to those in a little bit. And see if anything has changed with that. So at this point, we should be close to the laser. Now these are quests. I should clarify on that. We are working in the progression. So the assembly table, it wants us to make just 1 laser for now, which is fine. And from there, we'll be able to get into IC2 machines. So macerators, and each one has the same material cost for your convenience. Macerators and like all sorts of other things. One of the big ones that we want is an extractor. Extractors are going to allow us to get more rubber out of the sticky resin, as well as I believe we can also get so sticky resin. If we look at the uses, the extractor will give us a lot more out of the resin, and I believe, no, we cannot. Okay. We might also want to centrifuge the rubber wood, and that will give us more sticky resin. So then we could just have a tree farm and cut down the trees. But we're not supposed to be able to grow trees that fast. That is not working in this mod pack for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure why. And I'll be honest, I'm not trying not to like abuse that, but I'm also not going to try to avoid it. So we need 4 of these hammered down. And there we go. I don't need any more iron plates right now. We're going to put those in there. Alright, so with that, we can make 4 of those. And then the circuits. And that'll make 6 machine blocks. So 3 of those with 2 inserters, an electronic circuit makes the assembly table, and then 2 of those, 2 circuits, 3 machine blocks, and 4 iron plates will make the laser. So there is the laser. So that should be detected and completed. And now we can start using the assembly table. So, yeah, what can we do with the assembly table? Well, there should be a place that we can look at recipes, I think. No, of course not. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of things, but basically from here we can start making things like the extractor. So the extractor requires a bunch of things that we don't have currently. RE batteries, which also require things, assembly table things, but basically with this we now have the ability to make more things. I'm going to put it in here for now because it does require a lot of power and kind of some space. But for now, that is that. We spent an entire episode to make the assembly table, and it's going to be worth it in the long run. But, oh boy, is it difficult. So let's go take a look at our crops. And they haven't grown yet. Now, we don't really have access to bone meal. We also have a lot of honeycombs. If we want to get those, by the way, we're going to need a presser. And the presser is a couple of pistons. It's not too expensive, but it's expensive enough that I'm not going to worry about it right now. So at this point, what we need to start doing is upgrading. We need to start getting more and more and more and more automation. Setting up more. Basically, I want to have 4 machines so that we can make electronic circuits, or I guess 3 machines so we can make electronic circuits with these 2 rolling machines. And so that's going to have to be somewhere. Something that we might want to look into. How difficult would it be to make an energy cube? Or some sort of basic storage. We need a steel casing. That's not going to happen for a while. How about a capacitor? Oh, we can make capacitors now. Okay, that is actually pretty easy, relatively. And then we can MV capacitor. We cannot make an HV capacitor. Now, what other leadstone energy? That is just a bunch of nodes. That's actually really easy. And how much does that store? 40,000? That's not bad. We could work with that. Are these things used for anything? I mean, we can clearly make them, but they're not useful. So how does this charge capacity? If I just hit RF, what does that tell us? Because we're going to need something that stores energy. We need power storage at some point. The LV capacitor is not bad. This stores quite a bit, but it might be just easier to make the leadstone energy cell. So, oh hey, we'll eventually be able to make that one, which is not unreasonable. Okay, so the leadstone just requires a bunch of nodes. It's going to require 8, like 16. How much glass do we currently have? We have 11. We have some flint, and we have plenty of stone plates. So let's try to remember how to make this. So flint and stone plates. Alright, so we're going to need more flint, and we're going to need a little bit more glass. And then we're also going to need some lead. Now, that's something I don't know if we have. I don't see any lead. So we're going to have to go get some lead. I'm going to have to go find some lead. But luckily I have just the tool for that. The ore finder. so we can find those ores. But let's get a little bit more glass. And I should probably also go find some sand and just harvest a bunch of sand. But that's not that big of a deal. We also need to grab more of the flint, which again, I just harvest a bunch of gravel and that's that. Put it in here and it's fine. So let's just take all that flint. And yeah, so we can't really do too much with this until we get some lead. Because we need this leadstone energy cell, which requires 4 lead. And so I don't have that yet. I'm going to go find that between episodes. Just here, is there any lead? No. So I'm going to have to go find some lead. That's not that bad. It's just going to be a matter of going and finding some. And I don't think I have any waypoints currently for lead. No, doesn't look like it. So that is something I will have to find. The other thing I'm going to let happen is we're going to get both of these crops up to where they need to be. And we're going to just put a block here with a torch, because I think that was stopping him from growing. But yeah, so I need to get some lead, and then we'll be able to hopefully make some cool things. Get some energy storage. With energy storage, it'll be a little bit easier to do everything else. Now, one last thing before we go. The basic cables. Steel. Lots of steel. Okay. Good to know. There might be a quest to get more of those. Can we buy more energy transportation? That might be something I'll look into. I don't think I've seen anything, but that is something we can work towards. One thing I should note, there is a couple other ways. So we're trying to do the crops to crossbreed, and I'm going to work on that a little bit off camera as well. For sticky resin, the other thing we could do is there is this moving wand, which allows you to move any block with tile data intact. So we could move specifically, where is one? This block. This rubber wood block that has that sappy place, and we could just make a wall of basically sticky resin. And use that to get mass quantities. With an extractor, that would provide a lot, but it would still be manual. As far as I'm aware, there is no automatic way in this mod pack, at least, unless there is something with forestry, which is forestry even in this? No, forestry's not even in this, so there might be some ways with like robots or something, but I'm not too sure on any of that. So there is a big question of just what to do. We have a lot of iron. That is good to see. So yeah, there's a question on that, but we can also do the sticky reeds. Those give us sticky resin, or we could just do it manually. For now, we're going to go for the sticky reeds and see how that works. So that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got a lot of work done, even though it took a lot of time to do it. So yeah, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!